Google Forms is like a little hidden gem in the Google Apps for Education suite. It's really a cool tool for creating forms, surveys, just collecting data. There's so many uses for forms in the classroom. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is the form that you're going to do in one of the first tasks of the class today, and that's fill out this quick little survey. But before we get to this, I just want to go back to Google Drive. And when I first created the form, what I did is I went to New, and I don't see forms here, but if I click More, Google Forms shows up. And you can create a Google form. I'm going to open one that I already have in process. And at the top, you can have your view settings set, so you can allow like only one response per person, and it requires them to be logged in order to respond. You can invite particular people. You can make it open for anyone to fill out. And pretty much any option you can think of. When you're creating a form, you basically are going to title your form, and then you're going to start adding questions. And these are questions that I've already added that I can actually go back and edit as well by just clicking on the edit button, or I can duplicate a question and then just edit the duplication if it's somewhat close, or I can just delete a question that I'm not going to use anymore. Once I've created the form, what it does is it actually collects all of the responses in a Google spreadsheet. So when you create a form, it automatically creates the spreadsheet for you. So the next section is going to get into more detail on creating a form. So I'm going to kind of skip all the details right now and just kind of look up here. In this little menu right here, I can edit questions and stuff. I can also view the form live, or I can click on view responses. I can even change themes, which I haven't even added a theme to this particular one, but I'll do that now. When you click that, you just get different designs over here. So you can have little designs for your forms depending on the topic or the subject. I will just choose something generic, and now I have a prettier form. Okay, so when I click Live Form, what it's going to do is just open up what the form looks like to those who are going to fill it out, which you're going to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill this out right here. What's your favorite Google tool or something you've learned in the class so far? My favorite tool is probably Google Drive for sharing and collaborating. Okay, the next question, if you had to pick one Google tool, which one would you use most in your teaching? And I would say, well, good, must be Google file sharing. I might choose more than one. I actually didn't, you can restrict it to one response, but I really didn't do that here. So I'm just going to fill out multiple. And then what are your thoughts about taking an online in-service class so far? I love it and learning a lot. I prefer face-to-face. I'm going to say I am confused. Okay, and then I'm going to submit my form. Now, when I submit my form, I can actually go back and see the previous responses, which is actually going to show you a summary results page, but we'll get to that in a minute. Or I can go back and edit my response. And you can, as a form creator, can allow or disallow this. So you can change it so they can't go back if you don't once they've submitted. So anyway, when I look at Drive now, here's my form, and here is the spreadsheet that's automatically created. So if I double click on this, you can see that it's actually collecting all of my data here. Now I'm going to close this up for a minute. And let's just go back to my form again. This is where I was editing. If I click View Responses, it's actually just going to go ahead and open up that exact same spreadsheet that I just saw. Okay, some of you might be confused at this point and be like, what is she talking about? That's okay. I'm kind of doing this part of it first, and then the second video will show you step by step how to create a form, and then you may even want to come back and look at this after you've done the second section again. But what I'm going to do is just now show you a way that you can actually view your responses a little bit better. So here are my responses. It's kind of hard to read. It's sort of in spreadsheet format, and this is hard because people who did multiple responses, that it all shows up in one cell. Okay, so what's a better way to view this? Well, what I can do is go up to data and I'm actually going to go to form, I'm sorry. And you're going to go down to where it says show summary of responses. And I can click on this and actually see a really cool summary page. So this is the text input from everyone who's answered question 1. This is the breakdown of who's chosen what category in question 2. And then what are your thoughts on taking the class so far? And it breaks it right down for you. So this is a pretty cool results page. So I'm going to close that for a minute. And remember when I took the quiz the first time? Oops, I did not mean to close all those up. But when I took that quiz, it allowed me to go back and see a summary of responses. And when I do that, what it's going to do is it's just going to take me to this exact same page. So you can allow the users to see this page or not, but this is where you would probably go to get your quick data and information. So it's pretty cool. There are just a lot of options and different things that you can do. And, I'm not going to overwhelm you and look at all the tools right now because we're going to go through step by steps. But you have lots of options here too when you create a form. Things like you could delete all the responses after like the end of a semester and then just have the form start fresh for the new group the following year. And we'll talk about, we'll talk about some of it in the next video. So go ahead and fill out the response, take a look at the response sheet, and this file is shared and available for you all to see in Google Drive, so you're welcome to open that up and take a look at it as well.